Hey everyone. I was called, inspired to look at the card pull that I did the night of the 19th when things had changed and it seemed like things really were going to go through. Um, whether that's legitimate or not, again, but that they were actually going to go through on the 20th, and the feel of, and the vibe was that it wasn't going to happen really. And of course, looking back at it, it didn't really, because the thing on the 5th wasn't really what happened. Therefore, neither was the thing on the 20th. But I wanted to re examine this card pull, knowing what we know now. And I looked back over my video and I was pretty clear that it looked like he was going to actually be in the seat and that it wasn't going to go well for him. There was going to be implosions and all this other kind of stuff. The divine feminine was rising and all that. But I just wanted to look at it one more time. And then I asked my guides to add to that and kind of give us some, where is this going information. So yeah, let's look at it again, shall we? So yeah, the Seven of Pentacles came out first in that reading. So I just pulled it all out from the deck. And this is limited success or reward and lack of long term vision and implementing things on a long term basis. So, this spoke to it's temporary. And also that this kind of just literally just going full bore with every single thing to create this shock and awe that we're experiencing right now isn't sustainable. It just isn't. This one was next, and it's absolutely true, doing anything to get power, but then walking away in defeat and sadness. Then our divine feminine showed up again, saying, this is the rise that's happening because of all of this that is necessary through this birthing process of going through these difficult things so that we can really see everything that is revealed and or that everything we see everything behind the curtain so that we can create something completely new, because until we see how dark things really are and can be and have been inside our own hearts and also our own nervous systems, and also in the not just our land but also the other lands all around the world, we can't really make the changes. So the divine feminine is here to guide and to help us through this time, so focusing on our spiritual connection and the bigger picture. Then back to him, we had the Two of Cups, which is disharmony, people not working together, a falling out. Then we did have sitting on the throne and being an intellectual leader, but for this case, it's intellectually he believes he has power, and it's not as real as he thinks it is. And this is probably because he's a puppet and also because it's not long-term or sustainable, and we don't really have kings here, and he's going to find that out real soon. Next, we had the Nine of Swords, which represents our fear and our worry and just not being able to sleep at night and just the overwhelm of everything that's happening right now that, again, is absolutely horrific and also a necessary part of birthing the new. And so this is where we are right now, obviously, but also please watch my nervous system regulation videos that I posted, the meditations and my circles of effectiveness series 1, 2, and 3 on here, and they will help. This card came out next for him, even though he's causing all this misery from the Nine of Swords for us. The Two of Pentacles means things are just going to fall apart. He's going to be completely out of balance. And also it's like when you see those spinning plate people, doing those performances on stage, the plates are going to drop. Absolutely. Because total lack of emotional control, going to completely lose it, and will continue to create just disorder within his ranks, if you will, and really just upsetting all the people. I mean, I already know that they don't like him, but they just feel beholden to him for some reason. And, he seems to be benefiting them in some ways, but ultimately he's just going to have a complete and total meltdown. especially when he does not get his way on everything, which he won't. And the last card from that reading was the lost opportunity. So that he thinks that he's going to be successful in all of this, but ultimately it's going to be short term. And nope, he's not going to be able to sustain this, and the opportunity will be lost. I also thought, because this reading was from the night before, I got from my guides that part of the reason that we all were so sure that things were going to happen, and the way that Lotus Queen looked one way emotionally at the beginning and then a different way toward the end of the events of that day, was that they might have and the reason why they had all those fences up and everything might have been because something was going to happen, but they didn't have the stuff that they needed in time. The new cards that I asked, like, what do we need to know now? The Lovers falling out. Obviously, someone just got asked to move across the street. There's going to be more and more of that falling out happening, and that implosion from within that I talked about way early on, and I know a lot of my fellow magic makers did some spells about. That is going to continue. Still, the Divine Feminine has the upper hand and ready to just get out there and continue to fight. And this also is significant that while we're doing our spiritual work, when we feel called to and there's an opportunity to, the power to the people is also on the ground. And just like every single reading that I've gotten this week, the Hierophant came back. So lean into your spiritual teachers. Learn how to hone your gifts. Learn how to protect your energy, how to balance out this physical experience with the higher, bigger, huge, enormous thing that is happening energetically, this gigantic shift from the old ways to the new. Your spiritual home needs to be very fortified. And so please find yourself a teacher to help you develop your gifts, clear out your shadows, heal your nervous system, if it's me, and just find somebody to guide you and help you. Also, what I like to note about this is that this person is in a torn red dress, and there's someone in blue and someone in red at the bottom. So also, we all need to teach people who want to come over from the other side what's real, what's true, guide them and help them find their light as well. And we alchemize this fear and this anger and all of this into actions, into creating these new communities, mutual aid groups, growing gardens together, sharing resources, all this community building that we're doing. So there's one other card that I wanted to show you that was pretty special, and I want to read the meaning to you too. It was amazing, and it was from a personal reading I did for myself earlier that speaks a lot to this as well. This card is from the Starman Tarot deck, and the meaning is amazing. David DeAngelis writes really beautifully in this book. It says Eight of Swords. I use what restricts to expand. The Eight of Swords explores the realm of powerlessness, feeling helpless and weak when there are no possibilities available to influence a situation. This feeling is all-consuming. We are utterly bound by the restrictions the mind imposes, devoid of hope and unable to choose. This card calls you to explore the existing restrictions in your life and ask how they can become a catalyst for tremendous creativity and directed purpose. The edge of restriction on one side unleashes phenomenal power. The crux is the viewpoint. And most importantly, our capacity to act as a result of what's revealed. Feeling trapped by a situation and circumstances can force something important to shift. The discomfort becomes so intense, the pressure so great that transformation must happen. When we take away all options except complete fulfillment, then something within us is powerfully directed toward that objective. Be the magician. Alchemize this time. How can you use everything that's coming up to create something new and beautiful? Hold the vision. Don't let it go. We will be okay.